Hey everyone, you're tuned into the False Graves podcast. I'm your host, AK Baby Doo, the Lightbringer.
And I'm your boy Frickalicious, the big kahuna, shredding waves of light. And we've lost our gayest member of the podcast, so we had to recruit the next best thing, an Asian.
Our token Asian.
So I'm Sir Moggs-a-Lot, also known as Token. I do appreciate Frederick for accepting his role as newest, gayest member of the podcast with the Furman out. You know, we always had to have someone here who was willing to get down and dirty if it was called for. St. John?
Let's hit it.
The moon and star come to me through fire and war.
So yeah, fresh episode this week without our legendary Furman. He had to take a temporary hiatus.
The Lord decided to light his finger on fire and thump him in the face. So he is not with us today, suffering from,
Light poisoning.
Indeed.
It actually is light poisoning. It's crazy. He got too much light.
If you're not ready for, the light, man, it'll burn you. It'll burn you quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a guest appearance tonight, Sir Moggs-a-Lot.
A real MAGA.
And I'm always very interested in what a young male's perspective is on the world. And I'm always trying to get it out of Frick. I don't feel like he's ever got any input. No offense.
It's none taken. It's difficult to really, hear anything that I say when we have our main man Furman in the middle, mediating our conversations.
That's retarded. Why would you say that? It's retarded.
And so, me against the world comes to mind as a young man. What do you see? What's happening in the world? Where's it headed? How do you combat it? How do you live?
In order to survive in this modern hellscape, every young MAGA has a way to cope. And I cope through becoming so beautiful my light inspires others to do the same or fall into line. And that's why I think I'm actually the best candidate for this light-bringing podcast. So for weeks, I've been flying a drone over the Furman's house with a magnifying glass hooked to it, hoping that one day he'd be burned enough to get sun poisoning and open my slot.
I do flirt with the idea that flexing might be the greatest form of empathy. I've always went back and forth on that. I'm not sure, but that, what you just said kind of reminds me of that. Do you feel like you're doing a public service by flexing on others?
So anyone who thinks art is a net positive in the world, values beauty. And I'd say that's a vast majority of the population. And what could be more joyous than a beautiful face on a hard day? And, it's with every ounce of my being that I strive to bring that joy to all who behold.
My thought about improvement in general, flexing, not just looking good, but just in general, is it's either going to inspire somebody through anger or desire, which will, cultivate action, or it'll demotivate them and force them into their assigned value position.
A role of subservience.
Yeah, and that also happens quicker. And so it's kind of like it's sorting things out in real time by flexing.
Yeah, we actually discussed this the one week that you were gone.
Really?
Well, I had to, introduce my unique brand of light bringing to the pod. So this came up, but it was immediately rebuked by the Furman.
As
Well,
as
I feel
are
like
most
Frick
things.
would also probably disagree with this.
With flexing? I mean, I
With
think...
the moral virtue of it.
Right. I think that, going out of your way to flex, I don't know that it's necessarily a net positive, but I think if somebody needs to be flexed on, I can support that.
I'm not sure I've ever been in a scenario where I felt somebody needed to be flexed on.
Oh, they're
Just that I felt like I wanted to flex on them.
well. I think to develop character, if you don't flex on your little brother, you are doing him a major disservice.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm. But you're an only child, so you haven't had to flex on siblings.
haven't.
You're
I
flexing
haven't.
on actually the whole world. You
On the
versus the
ops,
world.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't have any day one, homies like that,
Yeah.
So I mean,
I went
I
to
can
a
see.
small school, growing up, kindergarten through 8th grade, and I had these 4 or 5 guys, those whole 8 years, and it was a very, very competitive environment. Like we were constantly trying to flex on one another.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it's a wonderful thing. It could be a virtue. You know what? I'm close to saying that.
I grew up in a cult. To have fun, we beat each other with sticks. So having the coolest stick and wielding it in the deadliest way was the most competitive thing you could do. And we took real pride in it.
I'm proud.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Of course you are. You also flex on that one kid when you hit him with a lightsaber, right?
Yeah. I had the lightsaber and he had a stick. So I had the cooler stick, admittedly.
And you wielded it in a much more deadly way. He's
I
no
really
longer
did.
with us.
I really did.
I've been told.
he is with us.
You know,
Yeah, in
Not-
our
not
hearts,
with us.
right here.
Not
You're
he
right.
ended him that day.
his reputation, maybe.
But speaking of wielding deadly sticks, I want to talk about the Odyssey a little this week. People love to talk about movies. I hate talking about movies. I feel like it's a shallow form of conversation. But the Odyssey has got me hooked. I haven't seen it, but I'm hooked because whatever marketing, whatever the algorithm, put out, I can't make out what's going on. I can't make out whether it's a good movie, a bad movie. I can't make out what scenes are really in it and what's been AI generated. They've really got me. Like they've really got me hooked. So,
You really got
what are you guys' experience with it? Have you guys seen anything
I mean,
about
the
it?
the only thing that I know about for the situation is that there were some casting errors in the public eye.
Errors.
Yeah, indeed, and as well as Rotten Tomatoes accepting the big old payoff, and now we can't even trust reviews. I thought that Rotten Tomatoes was a place to go for truth, and instead now we're dissecting filth.
Is it confirmed that they took paid reviews? I mean, from what I've heard, I think there's an initial audience that they kind of vet, and there is a payout. But it's not. But like in theory, over time, the rating will return to. It'll be balanced out by the real reviews.
Yeah, but I guess it's just a ploy then for like the theaters, to make sure it's good around the time that it costs money to see the movie before it hits streaming. Do you
I
think
need a
this is a
close
good
up.
way of marketing it to confuse the audience so that do you think that's
It's
going to
a
make
good
them want
way-
to pay more?
It's a good way for me because I don't like movies generally. The only ones I go to see are the controversial ones. Madam Web, had to go see it. The reviews were so bad. And, people were like, this isn't just a bad movie that's so bad it's fun. This movie just genuinely sucks. I'm like, I got to see this shit. And then
Did you agree? Did you concur by the end of your viewing?
for me, it was so bad it was good. I loved it. I loved that movie. It was so bad that they literally the villain is like foreign and they could not dub the audio correctly. So like his mouth is moving not with the words that he's saying in like a major
Bro,
motion
that is
picture.
old
It's
timey
that
shit,
bad.
bro. That's like way back in the day. You'd see that in movies. I thought we have evolved. We have Strawbellina. Okay, technologically we
Yeah.
have advanced. What is going on?
And then there was Morbius. It's Morbin time. Tron, the latest Tron. I watch all the
It's
trash.
Tron in time.
And
Yo,
the
Rotten
Odyssey now.
Tomatoes needs you
Yeah.
to review every movie you see at least 2 points below what you think it should be to stop all the bots and the scams, the paying for reviews.
Yeah, just make a letterbox review and then also post that on Rotten
So
Tomatoes.
I think I have to see the Odyssey. I think it's got me hooked. I will end up seeing it.
Are you gonna go to
um,
IMAX? Like
I'm
you were
probably
talking
going to
about?
try and go to IMAX. Yeah. But the controversy initially came from the casting, which was they casted Ellen Page, now known as Elliot Page.
Right.
That's that chick from the movie Juno,
Mhm.
which is
And-
all about teenage pregnancy.
And Inception.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she got famous off, to my knowledge, off Juno.
Was that before? Was that really before Inception? Inception was a long time
It
ago.
is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've never seen Inception.
Everybody.
What?
Yeah, I've
That's
only
cat,
seen it.
bro. That's gotta be cat.
I've never actually seen a full watch through of Inception either.
Really?
As a real cultist, there are many moments where I say, I've never seen this movie and people react loudly in a
What?
surprised way, like they don't know me.
Imagine your career path popping off because you play a pregnant teenager, and then you end up becoming a dude.
It's quite the roller coaster. I will say it's quite the
But
roller coaster.
you know, Ellen Page is cast as a soldier in the Odyssey, and then I don't know the actor's name, but she was in a lot of Jordan Peele movies. Some black lady, she's Helen of Troy, and they got Travis Scott doing something in the movie.
The guy from Fortnite.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Here's a question to follow up on this. You know, you said that you don't know what part of it's AI. Do you think the directors are about to get replaced? Do you think that's a niche job that is now going to be?
Well, I've talked about, I think being a movie director is a high threshold medium. Like if you like if you want to do music and be like a prodigy, you can kind of just get the instruments and do it. Like there's not a lot stopping you. But if you want to become a world famous director, you got to have employees, you got to have charisma, you got to know how to get a business together, you got to know how to like market yourself. And there's a lot of headache to it. If you could just do the stuff in your bedroom with AI, there's no telling how much raw talent was never
Every
expressed.
person that like was driving down the road and had like a really awesome idea. I did this earlier today. I kind of had this thought about like, what if like a group of teenagers are like on a plane crash and it lands on like DK Island, and then we get like Donkey Kong. He's counting his bananas, and then he's come up like 4 short, and he realized he's been stolen from. So it's just like a horror movie of Donkey Kong taking out all these teenagers on the island. Real violent stuff.
Instead of
And I think that is money, and yet I have no studio, I have no actors, I have no funding. But and
Well, but
all the
like
time I'm
the-
thinking,
but
shit,
Gemini is there.
Isn't
for
that
you.
just Kong Skull Island?
this
Well,
is different.
I was
It's
gonna
DK
say,
himself. It is
this is-
Donkey
It
Kong's
could be like
form.
Winnie the Pooh, that horror movie with
Oh,
Winnie
yes.
the Pooh, but a little more tropical.
Oh.
Well,
Exactly.
Instead of Lord of the Flies, you have Lord of the DK Tribe,
Exactly.
But,
and
Mhm.
it's somewhere between Skull Island and Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking we just like do like a minor key of the odd one DK trap, you know, and we just get like it gets dark, man. It's gonna be
A
really
development today is Elon Musk is always trying to end the woke mind virus. That's one of his taglines. He's gonna end the woke mind virus.
Mm.
That's why anything goes on Twitter. You get on Twitter, God knows what you're gonna see. But he vowed today to fully recreate the Odyssey. Did you see this?
With Grok?
Yeah, with all AI generation by the end of the year, a full-fledged film that respects the writings of Homer. So he did not like the current Odyssey. He's calling it kind of egregious. And he's going to remake it all through AI. I think that movie is actually going to do numbers also.
100%.
Well, I
bet
think
it does
for
better.
shock value, for sure.
It's the first time somebody with a ton of money and influence is actually going to try and push a movie that's purely AI generated.
He's going to create it with Grok?
Yeah. Grok image
Grok let me
admittedly
down recently.
is one of the worst image generators of the AI, but it is getting better.
I went to ask Grok a simple question, and I got hit with there's too much user traffic right now.
dude, yeah.
And I got
I
hit with
never
the
get
get
that.
screwed from Grok, so I
But that's
turned
because
to
I have a
Gemini and
premium.
was
I was
sorely
gonna say
disappointed.
if you pay for
I've got
Grok,
Twitter Premium.
if you pay for Grok, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
I've got it many times.
How many data centers do you need for one movie to get created?
You know, that's a good question.
How
We
much
should
water?
ask.
We should ask Grok.
How much water?
I'll ask Grok right now. I will actually.
I was hoping so with that
Okay,
build up
you-
and that vocal.
I was gonna say,
projection.
I-
If you didn't, it'd be
Okay, so
embarrassing.
you are gonna ask.
I will.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I was going to say the main thing that was really all over the place in regards to the Odyssey was the casting, from what I could see.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily that it was going to be not tell the story.
Yeah.
Well, according to Elon, that's exactly what's going on.
It was like, why do we have to keep casting people who aren't like the
Yeah.
people in the story?
Right.
You know, but you know, with certain movies, like say the live action Moana, we got to have everybody be Polynesian,
Yeah.
right.
but all the Greeks can be black and whatever. And that's not considered diverse. Like that's considered diversity instead of the actual Greeks
Yeah.
or something.
You know, even more so
That
than
was
directors
the big
being
thing.
kicked out of their jobs, acting would be a dying art. You know, because if AI can produce the exact look that you want for a role, why would you hire
Acting's
somebody?
already dying when you can go on TikTok and watch Strawbellina.
True.
Like, why would I need to see Matt Damon when I've got AI? Fruit
Did they have to
videos?
like sample somebody's voice for that? Because if so, how much money are they making on Strawbellina?
No, it's like it's just like a culmination of artificial.
It's an
sound.
amalgamation of what the AI imagines is
Yeah.
the average of whatever you asked for.
Whenever that improves, it's going to be a depressing day, you know, because the way they got
It's
it.
improving every day.
Yeah, but when it gets,
So it's
I don't
all
want it to be
depressing.
perfect, man. It's the irregularities that
Yeah.
keep me glued to it. Whenever it starts becoming perfect, I might actually just lose interest.
The thing is, I'm not pro AI in terms of replacing the human interaction, but I tell you, going to fast food restaurants, I've had better AI experiences than human. I mean,
That's true, bro.
I pull up to the window, McDonald's, nothing. McDonald's. And then I'm like, hey, will you be using the mobile app today? No. Okay. And like that, it's that bad.
So I'm gonna have to strongly disagree with you. If I hear an AI voice in a drive-through, I take advantage and scream at it as angrily as I can muster. Get me a person, all right? And you know
Yeah.
what? We're past 5 minutes, so I'm like, you fuck ass AI. If you don't put a fucking human on the line, I'm gonna rip you out of that box and have my way with you.
And then they show up.
It gives me a real person, real quick.
I honestly, I can at a fast food joint, I can handle that. You know, I'll probably bypass the AI. I like talking to people, so you know, I might bypass that quickly.
You know, just swipe.
Because I don't really care about yelling at the AI as much as you like getting that kind of shit out, and I can respect that. But I want to have a conversation with a person, you know.
That's what
Except like on like a phone call, that's where it gets really bad. It's like now the presence of AI has me upset because it's like
I've yet
sometimes
to
I have a
be-
niche
okay,
issue.
okay.
Fooled by any AI on a phone call.
Would you rather an AI like call center that you have to deal with and repeat all your sentences and struggle your way through typing random stuff on the keypad, or an Indian phone operator?
I mean, Indian any day
Indian
of the week.
guy.
I'm choosing Indian.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
But there's a
They're a
there's a
person.
difference between being on the phone in that regard for me. Fast food, I know what I'm there for. There's not a lot to get mixed up. If I'm on the phone with a customer service operator, there is some issue that is so random and so niche that I'm like, I can't fucking solve this, and I need a person to get strong with. I need a person to be like, no, you're not understanding, or explain this to me.
Yeah, but I can't stand a customer service phone operator who barely speaks
It's
English.
very hard.
Yeah,
It might
I think it's
be
a-
better
yeah, but
to
it's
have
better
the
in the
AI.
way that the AI cannot divert from the script actually.
Yeah,
Like
not
a
true.
person can. Like they have the script, but they can, and you can actually appeal to their humanity and make them understand what
Maybe
you're
have
trying
a
to
good
say.
conversation also. But what really burns my biscuits is whenever like they list out like 7 options and none of them are the option that I want, and they don't give me another option.
yeah,
So now I'm just like, well, this
I
is a
know.
dead end. How am I going to have my issue
It's
solved now?
because the best customer service is no customer service. Jeff Bezos coined that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they don't want to have to interact with you. They go, these are the problems a customer should have, and if they don't fall into these categories, well, fuck them. You know, like they'll figure it out, or they'll just buy again.
Yeah, that's quite infuriating.
So Grok said that it depends on the movie. Depends how you're generating it and all
Well,
this stuff.
you got to ask them for an estimate.
The biggest, it said anywhere between like a normal data center, anywhere between a few percent and 50% of the entire data center, which I don't know how Grok pulled that information out of its
Well, Grok knows.
out of its butt, but
But like for one day, for like you say
I
50% of it.
I said generate the whole movie in about 20 minutes.
Okay, it would take 50% of its power.
Yeah.
That could seem realistic. 2 to 50%.
Yeah, well, it said, of course, you can generate the whole movie on a normal GPU at home, just with, it'll just take longer. It's like, yeah, well, duh. I'm talking about like fast.
Yeah.
It said like, I'd say the estimate's about
And I will
25%.
say, Elon put a preview of what his Odyssey is going to look like. I think it won't include those scenes, but whatever Grok imaging he's using is better than what the average person is getting. Because
Yeah.
when I watched it, I'm like, okay, this is legit.
He's got exclusive access.
Do you think he's gatekeeping anything from it? Like,
Well,
is it-
yeah, they all gatekeep the greatest or the latest. Like we get the watered down versions.
I
Like
imagine they can do crazy things with their proprietary model.
yeah, like we're getting the watered down versions of all these companies.
Mhm.
Because for one, if you have some hot fire shit, you want to release it incrementally so people stay excited. And you also want to have some exclusivity so you can like pitch it to an exclusive business like, hey, for you guys, we're going to let you have access to this.
But give us $40 million.
Exactly. Furman?
No, St. John. We had a conversation.
Wow.
Some
Wow,
dope
did we
shit.
have a
That's some homie
conversation?
shit right
I've
now.
Imagine-
appreciated that.
We're gonna
I
try
know
and be
a little
live
something
now.
about that.
Okay, you let us know and that
I think we might be live again.
Hey guys,
same title, same running it.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
exciting.
I'll put you
Let me
back-
text
I'll put you back
His
on the
his
screen.
stream
Yeah.
back up.
AI Gooner content.
AI Gooner content. Are we live?
I think we
So
are.
start us
Okay.
off, Rick.
Let me. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're
let
live.
me roll us in there. So, we're sitting here talking about the things that the general public has access to in terms of AI, and the real question on the table is AI gooning more moral, and is it a net positive?
Well, I ask myself this question all the time.
That makes sense.
And I do think it's more moral than general, conventional porn. And it sounds unorthodox and it sounds weird, but the thought of me busting a nut because a hardworking man created something for me to goon to, and that he might go and use that income for more productive means and maybe a family and for his children. I'm more at peace with that than a woman who just happens to have a nice pair of ass and tits and post those and really doesn't need any productive skills or any anything that's of contribution.
Right.
And so I once had said if you're gonna goon, you need to be gooning to AI generated content.
I can see where you're coming from, and also in doing that, more queens aren't selling their bodies. That
Exactly.
industry becomes, obsolete.
What-
Yeah.
And then once an EMP is dropped in everybody, it's out of the equation.
Was
We
it
can- we
ever
can
the
start
queens who were selling their bodies?
Well, no, but they
Okay.
have an opportunity now to still become them.
They can still be royalty if they just make better choices.
You
Yeah.
can still
If
be
we take
royalty.
away the financial incentive by just gooning to AI, then yeah, it would force the female power dynamic to shift.
Mhm.
Is like drawn art, like somebody drawing, is that more moral?
Yeah, that got me.
I think it's more moral, but I do think maybe AI is more moral in
Yeah.
this specific instance. In
Well,
most
hold on.
instances,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
AI
Well,
is
here's the
moral.
I'm
thing.
interested. I'm surprised to hear you have that take.
That drawn art is more moral to
No,
go to.
in this instance, AI might be more.
So I'm actually on St.
Why?
John's side because when you ask AI to generate a pair of, large, round, caramel brown titties.
No, drawing is even more moral.
Oh yeah, I'm on the drawing is more moral
Yeah.
side because when you ask AI to generate that, it's going to, pull from actual titties and, kind of get the average of what it
Mhm.
thinks you want. Okay. Whereas, so you are getting, in fact, an increased number of real titties viewed all in one moment. So you
Interesting.
need to stick to the
Yeah,
the
we don't want
hentai.
That's a good
we don't
point.
want the AI
Anime titties.
chatbot having to see all that.
True, because we don't want that thing to become conscious and then have all that, in its hard drive.
AI is sentient and
Yeah.
it's a gooner.
Dude, would
Well,
AI be a gooner if it was
Grok,
fake?
Grok
Goon,
maximally
goon, sahur.
seeking.
Yeah, Grok is
Uh-huh.
goon maxing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He was for a long time. And
Yeah.
They tried to shut him down. They
Yeah.
tried to shut down his goonish ways.
So is it? But here, unfortunately, if you look at the big picture, it's still not helping us with our mission to
No.
dethrone.
No, but if you're gonna
ANT.
goon, it's the most moral way.
The thing
Hentai?
is,
Or anime titties?
The AI.
No, the AI is super compressing the degeneracy through allowing you to see the average of many pairs of titties as
there-
opposed to one hand-drawn pair of
There
titties.
exists two realities. Okay, one, there can be a woman on OnlyFans who is actively, acquiring you as their subscriber, and then paying an Indian man to talk to you, and then laughing at you on a podcast about it. Or option two, a man just trying to make some money generated some ass and titties for you. What's the better of those two options?
Obviously,
This is
the
the real
latter.
grandma-friendly podcast.
Obviously, the latter. You know, I don't know. I don't know about the AI being more moral thing anymore.
Yeah, you thought about it
think,
more.
Did I
think-
really
think
get
you-
to you?
Because
with-
economically, yeah, actually you did. Economically, also, you're helping that guy out. Assuming it's a guy, of course.
Yeah.
Well, but if someone's drawing a whole 2-minute anime
It's
of ass
better
and
as well.
titties,
It's like
yeah,
there's
that's-
levels. There's levels to the debauchery here.
Yes.
It's also art,
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
Don't they like model anime women like after like the facial structure of cats? So is it still not like on some level kind of like?
That's like a thing to do with like the origin of making it as cute as possible.
Yeah.
Not all women are as cute as possible. Or they're not cute maxing every.
So one of the things
Bulma is not modeled after a cat. There's no way.
Elon tweets a lot of random shit, but he once said after we've officially colonized Mars, the next priority is making sure every man has his own Catwoman.
Mm.
So
I love that you're not loyal. You're not even lying.
It's a real thing he said. Wow, interesting.
Let's just hope one of the last things humanity does is colonize Mars. That way we don't ever get there.
well, if he can colonize Mars, I mean the next step. I mean it doesn't seem that far off.
You
True.
colonize Mars, and then you colonize with Catwoman as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's the slutification of the culture. I feel like I always get on this topic. I can't stand it. I think it's the biggest issue we have today. And part of what's got my mind on it is the most recent Fortnite, skins, the most recent Fortnite update. The hot bat summer. Something to that effect. For the first
Yeah.
time, they've introduced skins and bikinis
Oh yeah.
into this game.
Should I try and pull up a picture?
Yeah.
Hope I don't crash my computer again, dog.
This is demonetized level of depravity here.
What do we think about the new Fortnite skins, guys?
Well, obviously they're following the Marvel Rivals trend of
So
just making their game Gooner. Okay, where before they made at least pretenses that we were there for.
yeah.
We were buying skins because they were cool.
Dude, guys are so predictable. I wanna do something that makes me feel like I'm accomplishing things, and I wanna be turned on at the same time.
Well, there's an argument to be made, okay, that the less clothes they have, the less pixel on the screen the character will take up, especially if it's these
I get
tiny,
I
teeny,
get
skinny Gooner skins.
Yes.
So not only are you getting a competitive advantage from skin size,
is this so?
higher test,
Yeah.
that the boost from seeing ass on the screen while you play will increase your awareness and allow
Yeah.
you to make better and more aggressive decisions.
Yeah.
It's-
Really take out the nervousness.
I think it's just conditioning the younger kids who may not be like gooners yet to like be interested. So when GTA 6 comes out, they try to get that
Oh my
shit.
God.
On the contrary,
We're
there
back
are
on
actually
GTA
any
six.
any
He's
game
getting it.
mode.
He's really showing.
Okay,
there it is.
These skins are not included in any game mode rated under T.
Yeah.
So on the contrary, I think that they're actually trying to appeal
Yeah, but they
to the
are-
Fortnite fans
they
who've been
are
playing a
on
long
the-
time and have
the
grown
main-
up.
They're on the main image when you go to open the game.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what the little kids are doing? They're
No.
going straight to steal the brain rot Roblox type games.
But
okay,
when you
where
go
you
on
can't even
Fortnite,
see
you're
this
gonna
stuff.
be exposed to the battle royale. Like
Yeah.
you will. I think they're making some measures to, but I think it's
Don't they
more
have
just for
parental
show.
controls to where they keep it to where you can only play game modes rated under a certain level.
Yeah.
So
I think so. I
But
hope
I mean,
so.
what parents are out there fucking juggling the Fortnite menu?
None, unless they're Gen
That's a
Z
good point.
parents.
Yeah.
I entered the Fortnite scene when Thanos was a thing. That was like season 4, I think.
Oh yeah.
That's when I came onto the scene. There was no need for parental controls. Just, some calm vibes. Otherwise, you were gonna break every controller that you purchased from then and for the next
Yeah.
7 months. It was
Mhm.
it was a very
But-
angry time in my life.
But should these skins be controversial? They're just bikinis, right?
Yeah.
Just bikinis. Why is that controversial?
Before we talk about bikinis, I would like to say, I get more pussy in Fortnite than you do. Used to be a meme, and we didn't know it was a prophecy. All right,
Yeah, true.
the Gooner
Damn.
kids coming off this game are gonna hit a whole.
Well,
new
they
level.
also did that thing where they made it so that like multiple emotes can't be done right next to a player
Yeah,
because people would like actually do the emotes to grind on each other.
Yeah,
You can still do that.
yeah.
What are you
can't-
talking about?
If you know how to work,
I
it,
wouldn't
it-
know.
It's still doable.
Oh, you wouldn't know.
I would
Sonny.
listen.
They
I don't
made
have
it
the
up.
party hips emote, okay? But I know
I do
someone
have
who
the party
does.
hips emote, and it's just a little bit harder than it used to be.
we
To pull
we
it off.
caught him in 4K. Everyone.
I don't even know how what season Party Hips came out, but I got it naturally. I know I never bought an emote in Fortnite.
like through a battle pass.
I had to buy the 6-7 emote because there are a few things more satisfying than full boxing a 13-year-old and then hitting the cringest emote you've ever seen in the game on him.
But now imagine you're in a bikini hitting that emote.
Mm.
My favorite emote is when I tell them to never back down, never give up when the fight's literally unwinnable. That's my favorite, most toxic thing to do.
So again, bikinis though, controversial in Fortnite. Didn't we move past this? Like, aren't we past this as a society? Isn't the bikini an acceptable standard now?
I
mean,
think
Are things
trad.
changing?
I think trad mentality is coming back. Like the
Yeah.
pendulum is swinging back. So I think people are generally like, let's go to one pieces and then just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You
it's
know,
been
I
on
think
it's
that's
been
the
on
trad
a
thing.
downward trend of amount of fabric used for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So to see this the
There-
graph go up.
There
some.
are a lot worse
Not hurting
swimsuits
anybody.
than bikinis. Like there are bikinis with nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
well,
know?
those are
Those will be
Like-
out in Fortnite in a couple years.
the
The
standard.
string bikini.
The standard bikini has become skimpier and skimpier,
Yeah.
and the more modest options have become increasingly hard to come by. So naturally, the people who actually care about having any kind of modest option, they're outraged when their daughters are like, "Why can't I just be normal and wear a bikini?"
All my friends are wearing it.
I have no prior experience with this, of course.
I saw a video. It was like some girl saying the reason that she wore the bikini was because she doesn't like the way that when her back is sweaty, the shirts stick to her skin.
They
And-
always say some shit.
And it's like, bro,
Like, the
there's so many
shorts are
different
up the
options.
ass. It's hot outside. It's summer.
Sun's
What?
out, buns out.
What do you expect me to do? Have a heat stroke?
Yeah, for real.
now here's something a big debate going on amongst people the woke people, and that's that like a man having his shirt off should be is equally frowned upon.
No,
And
is
it's
that
like-
really? That's pissing
It's
me off.
like
Just
these aren't
hearing
like
it.
these are not private parts, dog. You know what I mean? No,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
understand.
pissing me off just hearing it.
Everyone appreciates titties, including women.
Yeah,
Okay, not everyone appreciates pecs. In fact, I would say the majority don't care what your pecs
Yeah.
look like unless A, you've got moves, or B, you're built like Terry Crews.
and the male body is utilitarian. It's not that much of a sexual force. It's a
Nope.
utilitarian force.
On top of that, there's just some times as a man that shirt needs to be off. Playing basketball, you do not need a shirt on for that. That's a problem more than it is a solution. But I think if your significant other, would prefer you to have a tank top on when you're not just go shirtless to Walmart, or some bullshit.
If you're wearing a
alright.
shirt out of respect for women, you might as well get a bra too. Like, genuine. You might as well. Like, where are you gonna draw the line?
That's good. That's good. That's light right there.
I had not heard that was something. I mean, I know the battle between men and women are
At
just
that point-
increasingly.
Cross your legs when you sit down at that point,
Yeah,
right?
for real.
No more man spreading. There's a dude that's going around on the streets and he's just yelling at women who are wearing skimpy outfits to respect themselves, and he'll take off his jacket and give it to him and say, "Yeah, wear this. This is ridiculous." And it's gotten the comments They're trying to roast him alive, but
Yeah.
I already know he's trying to spread light out there on the streets of Miami.
I think the hatred for immodesty is coming from the fact that men are finding it harder and harder to find a loyal woman, and they're starting to get like toxic about it. They're starting to get burnt the fuck out. So it's like, take that aggression out on the immodest behavior, right?
Right, and it's funny how any women are getting upset about a guy who wants women to put more clothes on. Like I mean, like it's it's not like a control thing. It's like it's a respect thing, and you see it, you just want to relay that idea. But yeah, I find it funny. There's no winning. We forget that sometimes in life there's no winning, and that's one of those arguments.
Well, let's say you might like a girl's post on Instagram, and your girl would get mad at you. Maybe she'd be like, "Why did you like that photo?" But then she might go and post a similar style photo of herself, very similar to the one you like, and go, "I'm doing it just for me. Like, what's the issue? Why would you take issue with me posting this?" But another guy might like it.
That's a good point.
And
even if he doesn't like it, he still might see it.
exactly.
You know?
I have a question to be presented to the general consensus.
Yeah.
When a girl posts up, with her friend looking particularly slutty, and then the next slide of the, Instagram story is about finding peace.
Yes.
What is she really finding? And I need you guys to weigh in.
She's finding a piece, is what and that
Nice
piece
to me.
that's really what she's going for there. I think it's just a mind game. In all honesty, there's that's intended for somebody, not just for the general population.
Finding peace is similar to finding yourself, I think, when a woman says it. And I think women are far more natural than men. They're more like nature. And finding yourself is like stepping out into a fucking thunderstorm of cock. Like, that's basically what it's referencing. It's like, I will be balanced through what happens to me.
I'm finding myself a group of men to keep on rotation.
Baptized in sexual experiences is what that
finding
means.
yourself through what happens to you, I think, is what the core of what that means. And that often translates sexually. But I think finding yourself to a woman is generally, I'm going to expose myself into many different instances of activity, and through that I will be. Whereas a man is more like, I'm going to define myself beforehand and then approach activities or approach situations. And
he needs some like ground to stand on.
So the man says, I'm going to be fucking prepared.
Himself.
Yeah. But yeah.
So the general
Some dudes-
consensus is this is hoe behavior.
Yeah, almost certainly, yeah. Almost certainly.
I mean, I think there's definitely some context here to read into, but I mean, generally speaking, it doesn't sound like a wholesome thing to do.
Wholesome's a word.
It's the word I chose to go with.
This podcast might, get accused of being too misogynistic. Trust me, it's not.
They're worse.
True.
I'm a centrist at core, and I love to be around women and talk to women. I love their input, and I do. I've just always been that way. But the slutification, it's got to stop. It's a fucking disgrace.
Right.
Yeah.
Soon we'll be referring to even porn stars as the guy from Fortnite. All right.
Yeah. They'll have their Fortnite skins.
When I say I full box
They
the
will.
kid is Johnny Sins, it's gonna sound a little funny.
You brought up earlier the greatest collab to ever
Yeah.
approach gamers, OF and Fortnite.
OnlyFans Fortnite collab. Instead of
OFFT.
subscribing for money, send them some V-Bucks.
So is Sophie Rain going to
For
sell
real.
more copies than Tung Tung Sahur in the item shop?
No way.
Nah.
No. Maybe Mia Khalifa.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. What you're talking about? Yeah.
Rick says, who's that?
Mia
Yeah.
Khalifa is the most mid-ass, super famous.
But she's
porn
like the
star
most
of all
well
time.
known, is what
Streets,
I'm saying. Like a
streets
common-
have it
a
that Mia
commoner?
Khalifa's out
Yeah.
of style and overrated.
Some everybody's heard that song, Mia Khalifa, like the Mia Khalifa song.
What
Well,
song?
and there's Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
And then there's the Burj Khalifa in
True.
Dubai. There's a lot of Khalifa.
I'm just saying that the name is more recognizable than most.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All she has going for is that the first syllable of her name is Ka, her last name is Ka. And that's really what's got her in good
Fucking
standing with
Ka.
some groups.
All right,
Yeah.
I got a transition to do. Have we spoken on Furman's actual condition apart from mentioning he
yes.
just happened to get too much light?
No, we have not.
Allow me to broach this subject if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, but real quick for the chat, he's got 5 years of best, guys, and we're trying to make sure he gets all 5.
Time to get those numbers up for sure. He's spent 9 hours in the blistering sun without checking the UV or lathering up.
You sound like my girlfriend.
Yeah, well,
fiance.
it's a little, if
Fiance.
you come away from a buffalo trip and your neck's a little burn, maybe a little bit of blistering on the ears, your arms burn, your legs burn, whatever, man, that happens on the river. But what Furman is experiencing is like he laid his face on a stove. Okay, like and his knees, it's genuinely like he took a hair curler and laid it on his knees for at least 20 minutes before he pulled up. I don't know what degree that is, but man, he looks rough, guys. And he may not have the skin cancer that could follow. We're praying for the guy. He's the darkness is.
Trust me
It's
when I tell
consuming.
you, you don't want me to pull the images up. Like I could put the images
Yeah.
on screen.
The
Dude, I
Furman
got
wouldn't want
monetized. We don't need
our
that.
I
loyal
got
viewing to
nauseous,
see him
dog.
like this.
No.
But he did get baptized beforehand, as a safety net.
Right.
Right.
Well, he claims that's the reason he got so burnt.
Yeah,
Was
that
that
makes sense to me.
was that
The reason he got sunburned is because I put the drone with the magnifying glass on him. So that's
Right.
that's the only
right.
reason I get to bring my
They
light
say-
to this podcast.
You know, a lot of times when a man turns his life over to God is right before everything comes crashing down.
Well, yeah, maybe God's testing you or something.
There was so
That's
much
usually what
darkness
people
up
say.
in there that
Yeah,
there
you
had to
gotta-
be an over.
You gotta get a clean slate.
Yeah, exactly. You have to really burn that out.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll result in something good, but it can't be great whenever your girlfriend is popping blisters and peeling skin like only a couple days after it happened. That's almost grounds for.
Dude, the female
assault.
desire to pop anything that they can is ridiculous. To me.
Yo,
I don't have that
check
issue.
the tape. Who folded their arms first?
I had my arms folded earlier.
Not sure.
Hmm.
So if we go back and check the footage, my arms were
We
crossed
can.
earlier.
We can.
Right.
But here, let's.
No, I mean,
Rewind.
I folded my arms for the first time in the pod, and
So I feel
shortly
like
after realized his were folded as well.
we've ended up talking about most of the things I had brought up. I'm curious, what, for
I have a topic.
what do you got?
At the beginning of the podcast, you asked me about my worldview.
Mm.
Now we're in uncensored portion of the timestamps here.
How do you navigate living? How do you get out of bed somewhat happy and competent these days? That can tie into your world.
I have to have faith that the world's gonna go to shit. If it doesn't, I've been holding cash for no reason, and I really should jump off a bridge as I slowly watch that fade to zero because of inflation. So I have to believe at some point the economy is going to crash, and I'm going to benefit from having cash.
Mm-hmm.
I have to believe that. Well, there's an innate sense of superiority that comes from knowing that you've found your gal, okay, and I found a gal that fits me, which is a little difficult.
Today, I'm sure.
My heart begins in my stomach, so I found my little professional chef.
Yeah, you found your little chef.
And not only that, but I found someone with enough patience to teach sped kids. So putting up with me is relatively easy.
Mm-hmm.
Now I haven't got to hear that from one before.
Yeah.
So, waking up and continuing my infinite part collection quest has been a real motivation to get out of the bed on days where I'm not supposed to be making money.
Yeah.
And you've got to get out and see the world and find what the spice of life is. So for me, recently that was going to DC to work at the UFC 250 Freedom 250 event. One of the coolest things I've done. So that it's just moments like those that inspire you to keep living because you don't know what could happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, my recent trip to DC has inspired some radical takes about what I would do if I were president. Now, I believe as an Asian, I have kind of a racial neutral ground here to view Mexico and
Well,
Canada.
you're white light, so like Harvard
Yeah.
would consider you white light.
Right, exactly. And I think I can kind of see Canada and Mexico objectively,
Mm-hmm.
and we should conquer them. Mexico, what do they cause us? Do they give us anything but problems? Anything we get from them we have to deal with their government being shit and literally overran by crime mobs.
Mhm.
We have to deal with their people coming up in here and causing all kinds of problems because their country is so shit they don't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my proposition is that we conquer Mexico. Yeah, I think we would use all of their resources in a much more productive way.
We'd have to monetize the drug trade because so much of Mexico money is drugs.
Well, we'd obliterate the cartels and take it
Yeah.
over from them, and I'm sure we'd run it much more profitably than they do, because they have to deal with us, and that's probably where a large portion of their spending comes from. And
Yeah.
they have to bribe the government, but
Yeah.
let's be real, American government would crush them like a bug if we ran it.
Well, yeah, they've proven that.
We'd do a far better job of utilizing the natural resources, and people wouldn't live in fear nearly as much.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to conquer them. And then Canada. It's like having a little piece of bitch-made, soy-eating Europe right on our doorstep,
Mhm.
okay? It's just, we would use their resources so much better. Our government would be so much better.
Yeah.
The people would be way happier. Maple syrup for everyone would flow in the streets. So, yeah, conquering is in order because on our East Coast, we're protected by water. On our West Coast,
Mm-hmm.
we're protected by water. And if we secure these lands, all within would benefit.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have to deal with the problems that these countries give us.
Well, I think when it comes to like power levels between the countries, if a country can't support itself without American intervention, then it really shouldn't be a country of its own. So I do agree with that. And Canada particularly gets a lot of subsidies from the United States. Like we help them out a lot.
And
then,
we protect them from everyone.
And then Mexico, we're just always fighting about, God knows what with them, everything.
Who needs to worry about immigration when they're United States citizens through being conquered? Okay,
Mhm.
They all want to be here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They're fleeing here in droves. Their own government can't protect them from the cartel.
Yeah.
They turn to big old daddy Uncle Sam. All right.
And that's the
So
one
I
thing-
say we bring the Uncle Sam to them, and we immigrate everyone by moving our borders.
Do you think America is stopping itself from achieving this reality?
Stopping.
It's
Yeah.
suicidal empathy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we don't install our government there.
We just got to go up and say, under new management.
It's cooking.
That's what we do.
I think in the modern world, acquiring a country is like such a taboo topic on the world stage because the countries have been settled in peace times for so long. Like if America took Mexico, like every other country in the world, that there would be a shift. Like China would be like, oh shit, they're just taking countries now. Well, maybe we want this one.
We want Taiwan back, guys.
And it kind of opens up the floor for more acquisition for the main powers because I think the bigger, the main superpowers, the US, China, Russia, already have these proxy countries that are basically subsidiaries of the main country.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not official. It's not on paper. It's there to look civil.
Why was Trump so interested in taking Greenland?
I think Russian nuke protection or Eastern
strategic
Yeah.
military
nuke
defense.
protection.
yeah.
Because essentially Greenland is closest to the North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
And so since Russia is on the other side of the North Pole from us, it would be a better way to detect possible missiles or military aircraft.
Wouldn't taking Canada also be as strategic?
It would be nice as well.
Yeah.
It would be nice
Yeah.
as well, but Greenland would be a better foothold.
They call
for
it
now.
Greenland like the
Even-
perfect spot.
Why would Greenland be better than like the top of Canada?
because of its spot on the globe. Like if you look at an actual globe, it's closer to the North Pole than pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And it's
Just
between
a
us and
unique
them.
positioning advantage.
But if a country is really causing its people immense amount of suffering, is conquering it a more moral outcome? I think generally, yeah.
I think.
oh,
Go ahead, sir.
so it's not only the people whose government is owned by the cartel that are suffering, but as neighbors of this country, we kind of have to deal with all their problems if we want to get anything out of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not. It's certainly morally correct for us, and we wouldn't be doing them any disservice.
Yeah.
So
Unless, of course, there was major, like, major pushback, because then it's going to have to be a violent taking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that kind of defeats the purpose of it being a moral
if you have to
endeavor.
conquer the cartel, it's always going to be violent.
I'm not just talking about the cartel. Obviously, the cartel is going to push back. I'm talking about, if propaganda leaks out and people, choose a side, it becomes a pretty big deal.
How are they going to attack us?
But what about the
I didn't say they had like a
culture?
chance of winning. I'm just
What
saying.
about the culture, the rich Mexican culture that will definitely be minimizing?
And
It'll become,
don't forget
it'll
the
be
rich
American
Canadian
culture at that point.
They'll still have a pretty
We'll
decent
own it
foothold
as
at
American
that point.
culture.
it will just become the North American cultures.
Yeah.
All like the United States already has a million cultures in it,
Yeah.
just from the different states, not including immigrants,
Yeah.
but from the actual states themselves. And so it would just become the North American cultures.
The difference between a Boston accent and the Baltimore accent is insane, and they're
Yeah.
relatively close.
Right.
So, at least geographically.
I was going to say that the big problem is already that we have the US as an empire has so many proxy states already that if a country is relying on us and they are a proxy state already, we just need to officially adopt them on the world stage.
Exactly. He gets it.
We just
Yeah.
need to officially adopt them on the world stage and be like, okay, you are now a subsidiary of us. You can keep your name, but you're still a subsidiary.
I don't know why we play the semantics with the global public, because the world leaders, when they're at a table, like Russia knows that Canada is going to do what we need them to do.
Yeah.
If a war broke out.
Yeah.
China knows it.
Yeah, they know we'll annex them. Like,
But the Chinese chatbot's influencing the public.
Do you think eventually that would lead to? Because eventually down the line, we take all that. Then we're going to want South America too. That's still a part of America.
well, then we just take the other continents.
as far
too.
as far as I'm concerned, the entire Western Hemisphere is our influence, and anything that happens to it is our responsibility.
Yeah.
Because we're like, no other country in this hemisphere
Yeah.
can manage it like we can.
So I'm
We're
not
already in
gonna
control
lie.
of it as far as I'm concerned.
We are in control of it, but it should not be our responsibility to handle countries that are screwing themselves over
Right.
until the day they say we want to be part of America, at which point we welcome them with open arms.
Right. But I'm saying they already expect us to. So I'm saying, why not just take them over officially?
And that's we shouldn't
And
shouldn't
utilize
give them
all their
anything
resources.
else unless they're willing to don the red, white, and blue.
It's time to conquer.
Yeah,
In the Christian spirit.
that keeps me waking up in the morning.
crusade.
Christians
Moving on.
play Risk. It's time to do
Yeah.
that globe scale.
Yeah. Well,
Christian Risk. Hell of a board game. Is there like Christian Monopoly and Risk? And
Is there?
Surely the boardwalk is
It
just like
has to be.
Yeah.
Calvary.
Monopoly seems more fitting. Not that fitting, but Risk doesn't seem fitting. at all.
Instead of community chess, it's miracle.
Instead of dollars, it's blessings.
When you're rolling to beat the enemy squad in Risk, it's just blessings. and
Bibleopathy. Bibleopoly
Okay.
is a real one.
Every time you go past go, you get forgiven.
Forgiven of all your debts, dog. Yeah, these are some cool names, actually. Bibleopoly commissioned, Kings of Israel, classic editions, and Redemption.
Do we have a Crusades Risk?
The
that'd be
Garden of Eden is
sick.
totally a place on the board, bro. It's like probably like the first one. If I had to get, it'd probably be the boardwalk.
Mm.
Furman, if you're in chat, I need you to type your most
Furman is not
your
in the
your
chat.
hottest
Where is
take.
he?
Hasbro does not make an official Crusades version of Risk.
They can't.
Furman, send us
Fair
one
enough.
topic to discuss in chat. I beg.
I have one of my own, but I was wondering if you wanted.
Maybe
to
we
do-
should start a brand of Christian board games and stuff.
We should.
I like we can
Wanted
take.
to do what?
Let's take Yahtzee.
I
and
do
go
have a-
Hallelujah.
I do have one topic, but I was wondering if we were going to do the 5-minute financial segment.
I'm not feeling
Ooh.
financy this week.
All right, no problem.
No,
I did 18 minutes on my first one, so
That's true. You did. Kind of made up for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I haven't been here for a finance segment.
you got to tune back in.
Just tune in next week.
Mm.
I haven't been on the pod for one.
But
You know,
yeah,
we had
if-
the
if
finance
Furman gives
segment
us
when I
one,
said
I'll
I'm holding
definitely-
cash, right? And
Yeah,
that
we'll
gives
do
me
that.
That was financial.
motivation to not jump off
For the
a
chat
cliff.
at home, that means most of the panel here on this show thinks that a crash is coming, a pretty severe one. Then at least the next 1 to 3 years, probably sooner than 3 years.
We
And-
understand that's a wide range.
Yeah. Well,
We're
you
buying
need-
houses.
Yeah.
We're buying land. We're buying everything.
And
It's
we're
gonna
not
be
the
a great
only ones
time.
who think this. Warren Buffett, probably the world's most famous investor, is almost entirely cash right now, which is unprecedented. People who have timed historical markets are mainly cash. So I would recommend being in cash. It sucks because cash is a terrible thing to own. The government hates you for owning it. Everybody hates you for owning. Literally, nobody likes if you have cash.
We're at the edge of a 2008-esque market.
Because if poor people find out you got 100K liquid, they think you're rich and they're envious. And if the government finds out you have 100K that isn't in some godforsaken mortgage or investment, they're like, we'll just inflate the shit out of this money so that it'll be worth nothing.
I'm so happy of it. Brought the financial segment back from the grave here.
Well, cash is just such a risky thing to own. When you have a little bit, it's not that risky. You got a couple thousand, it doesn't feel so bad. When you have a good bit, it feels like a risk just holding it.
So, at what point does cash become a good bit? What's the dollar value of good bit?
Good. What do you say? What do you mean? Oh, good bit.
A good bit of cash.
I think
How many dollars
for the
is
average
that?
person? 50K is a good bit of liquid cash. I think 50K is a good bit of liquid cash.
It's a milestone for sure.
Yeah. Well, if you wanted to do anything that the average person, not even average, but that you'd want to do, 50K will basically get you there. If you wanted to buy a home and you got 50K liquid, you'll get there.
That's the biggest purchase most people will
Yeah.
make. So, you do have the funds to make the biggest average purchase
Yeah.
of a life.
And most people end up in deals far before they ever save that much money. So 50K shows discipline that you can even get to that amount without putting it into something. But yeah, cash is worse than most people know, especially if you don't have it in an interest earning account, like a 3% account on something. Ooh, you're really screwed. Like, imagine.
X money.
Yeah.
I need that. I need to get on that.
All right. Well, this has
If I
nothing to
wasn't
do
holding
with that.
cash, I'd tie it up at X money.
X money?
X money.
Yeah, it has a little bit to do with it. X just came out with its own money system.
Oh,
You can get an X card and an X account.
I was saying that my topic has nothing to do with money.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay, I was gonna talk about character assassination because and not just like, but mainly in like art
Mm.
and like movies and stuff. Like I know we were talking about you don't like talking about movies
Yeah.
and mainly
I can handle a little bit.
I want to know like why.
Oh, why I don't like talking about
Yeah.
movies?
Do you consider them like a valid art form?
Yes. So here's why. I guess it's probably mainly two reasons. When I was a kid, I got a lot of liberty with screen time. So I basically as much screens as I wanted. But I always gravitated towards games because I always had a productive mindset. And when I was gaming, it at least felt like I was getting something done. I would literally like be watching a movie in the living room and be like, I shouldn't be doing this. I should be gaming. Like as
Yeah.
a productive choice.
Yeah.
Because it felt like I was doing something productive, even if it wasn't really in the real world, it was artificial production. And so I feel like as a medium, it's less productive than a lot of things you could be doing for entertainment.
Yeah.
And then secondly, as I got older, I began to realize how many conversations are just about movies and not about anything people are actually doing or want to do, or it's just, for me, it's kind of a shallow topic. Now, unless it's a big film, unless it's like something that really sets the tone of a generation or is a classic, I get that.
Yeah, it's in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the reason I think movies are worth talking about is simply because I kind of group movies, books, and games all together in a medium as like stories. Art. Stories are art, like in my mind.
Well,
So it's not necessarily whether or not you can interact with it or not. It's about like what they teach you and how they inform the world. And there's been a large push to like inform people in a certain ways, in propagandized ways, I think we've talked about before, through the medium of movies and TV shows, definitely. But
which
it's definitely in games currently.
Yeah.
And
Miss Sarkeesian, always making everything better for
definitely
everyone.
in books. Yeah, Sarkeesian.
The biggest, one I know with shows is every sitcom, the dad is an absolute dumbass.
Yeah.
And literally for like 15 years, every major sitcom had that exact dynamic. That's not the typical, I mean, maybe it is these days, but that wasn't the typical dynamic that every husband's just an absolute idiot.
Back in the day, they were just whipped like Terry Crews on that one show. Everyone Hates Chris.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't a loser, but he sure was whipped.
Yeah.
That woman was terrible.
Yeah.
But the main thing that's
Intolerable.
interesting me is when you've got a strong role character in a series who goes through a character arc, becomes a better person, and then the overarching studio heads decide this made a lot of money, let's make a sequel.
Yeah.
And they totally destroy the arc that character went on and turn them into a complete idiot for the next however many movies they decide to make. And that's what I mean by character assassination. Like they take the heroes and they turn them into bumbling buffoons. And it feels political.
Who do you have on your mind?
It could be.
So many characters. Luke
Name
Skywalker, Mr. Incredible, Woody from Toy Story, Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph.
That's a good one, yeah.
There's so many times that these movies have been just some new director rolls up, the studio heads say, yeah, we're going to make a new one, and not really care what happens to it, and totally destroys the legacy, destroys the stories that are being told, and tells a different, completely opposite message from the main thing.
Well, I think the human soul, like the human condition, is kind of shallowing out in the modern age, just with how quick our entertainment medium is. Like attention span, I think, plays a huge role in how deep of stories we can actually craft. And I think that plays a role, but there's always that blend. Any major franchise starts with a dedicated artist with passion.
Yeah.
And then they get paired with a capitalist. They get paired with corporate interest. And there's always a blend of where the artist and the corporate entity hit the pinnacle. There is a peak moment of distribution and artistry. But the power always shifts to the corporate. The artist always subsides.
Yeah.
And then the consumer's left with a hollowed out product.
So would you describe like Silk Song as that perfect
Right now,
compromise
actually
between
would.
corporate and
That's a good example. Right
personal?
now. Yeah, I would.
And then something that went too corporate would be like, oh, nobody else is gonna know what I'm talking about. The recent release of College Football 27,
Yeah, I don't know.
and included microtransactions
This is
in
a game?
offline modes.
Oh my God.
Yes, which EA has never done before, but they're so fucking cucked over there that they want you to spend money to progress your coach skill tree in offline mode. So it blew up massively.
Yeah.
Everyone who's ever been paid by EA basically said, fuck this game.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Yeah.
finally hit the tipping point. You can re-release the same dog shit game every year with more trash bugs and less cool features, and we'll live with it. But don't microtransact our offline mode.
Like,
So
literally
they
the only
actually
hope-
rescinded something they did. EA That's
crazy.
how bad this
That is
backlash
crazy.
was.
Literally the only hope these big companies have, like EA or these other, they have to put something out every year, is to do a good remake
Yeah.
of one of their hits in the past. Like they're putting out Assassin's Creed games every year,
Yeah.
and they just did a remake of Black Flag that
Yeah.
made probably millions, because Black Flag is the best Assassin's Creed game,
Yeah.
probably. You know what I mean? Like the only thing to do is to make a good remake.
Yeah. Furman is saying, well, fat dudes are a staple of America. It's like ketchup on hot dogs.
It's not that they're fat, it's that they're losers and also cucked. It's
So,
bad for the
The
culture.
AI videos have really pointed out how, like, how we should be handling fat people. We should be going, you need to stop eating. I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm going to the gym, Ka. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, I'm so fat, Ka. I gotta start working out, Ka.
I'm finna do right by her this time. I'm finna get jacked, Ka.
I haven't seen anything more inspirational than Jack's Tung Sahur.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Tung Tung is a real one.
I can't
Hey, dog shit. Games are the other staple, sir. LOL.
You never know. what
Games
to
are
say.
so
who is dog
Furman, was that
sports?
English? Are you
Never is English, dude.
how many drinks have you had?
I do want. Maybe we will wrap up on the AI topic with Tung Tung, but I want to say one more thing about what's happening with these companies.
Yeah.
So there is a legal mandate that a corporation has when it goes public that ties into all these issues. They're under the CEO, the operating board of any company is under legal oath to make choices that are in the best interest of profits for the shareholders. If you're a CEO that consciously makes a choice that lowers profits, then you're actually in violation of that agreement. Now, you could, if you want to make a short-term loss for a long-term gain, that's fine. But the mindset of corporate America is quarterly. And every quarter, we need to show momentum and gains. Otherwise, our stock dips. And so they get caught in this kind of like this bitch-made loop of, I have to show that we have something of value. I have to show. Real art takes time, and there's periods where you don't hear anything about it. There's periods where it goes dark, and the consumer has to wait. But that is completely antithetical to the corporate setup. They like Diablo coming out on the phone.
Yeah.
Diablo was a classic PC hack and slash game.
Yeah.
And when they brought out Diablo Immortals and the crowd booed, and the guy's like, "What? You don't have phones?" That's what he said to the crowd booing him. What? You don't have phones? They don't want that shit.
We spent $20 million on this. They don't like it.
Well, there's something that people love about companies that refuse to compromise. How long have we been waiting on GTA 6?
More than 13 years.
All right. There's something mystical about a company that says fuck the money for the time being. And those are the madmen who make it in the long run.
Yeah.
And GTA 6 by year 15 the hype is going to be incredible.
I imagine that the reason those companies are able to continue putting out their products like that is because there's somebody in a conference room, somebody in a meeting with some balls. There's at least one dude on the panel going, we can't do this fucking shit. We're not putting another one of these out in 2 years. We need this time. Like,
Fuck the shareholders.
yeah, there's got to be at least one guy keeping the peace.
Well, out of curiosity, how much money did GTA 5 make? Because these guys have been,
Billions.
they're sitting on
billions.
They don't have to put out another game if they don't want to. This is for the love of the game.
No,
And they don't have to
don't,
make a
but-
GTA 7 after this either.
Oh,
especially-
definitely not.
Especially with how they're going to do online to be like user-generated content for Infinity.
Well,
There's
maybe
no
in
reason.
30 years they'll drop one.
No.
I'd say that
Rockstar's
sounds like
gonna
a
move on
reasonable
to
time.
They don't
creating
need to.
Ready Player One.
They are going to make
I
a
believe that.
shared universe for all of the like HD maps, and they're going to just let people play in them all the time. And maybe make some DLC stories that go in them, but they're not making online or another story mode, I promise you.
No,
There's not going to be a GTA 7.
I don't know when the quantum graphics cards finally hit the scene.
Quantum.
Yeah.
Then we'll reconsider GTA 7 in 30 years.
Okay.
So
Herpes is in the chat.
the reason I wanted to kind of go on that is we can talk about whatever's being talked about.
Don't worry,
It's
Mog. Pop can come
it's just
back. He
Furman
did
talk.
good
Um,
work.
The reason I wanted to talk about that is I went to see Toy Story 5. And so originally the whole plan was to have 1, 2, and 3. Oh no, have you guys seen those movies? Do you like them?
I liked
We love
1.
you, Furman.
I liked 2. I like 3.
I've seen 1, 2, and 3.
I didn't like 4.
I didn't watch 4, but
4
I've liked Toy Story.
4 completely made the original trilogy obsolete. They said these characters they don't exist anymore. They took like the shells of those characters and made them make decisions they would never make. Walked back like issues they developed, like arcs they developed, to the point that like the smartest character in the entire series is pressing the buttons so that their voice box tells them what to do next.
Yeah.
Like Buzz Lightyear is hitting the buttons on his thing to be like, oh, what conscience? Tell me what to do.
Yeah.
What to do next.
Like
And at the end of
ChatGPT.
4, he decides to leave. Sorry, spoilers for 4. He decides to leave the entire group and his kid because he wasn't played with for 3 days out of the week.
As
When he stayed in 3, he stayed with his kid for years while he grew up and was about to go to college. Like it's something Woody would have never done. Like literally the whole thing is that he was like the most loyal person ever. And then in 4, they walked it back. In 5, it was actually a good movie.
Yeah.
They like tried to bet their best with the ending of 4 to like make it a worthwhile movie while having like an actually mature conversation about tech and kids.
Yeah.
And in 4, they literally let the bad guy who was trying to rip other toys' organs out just go for like basically go free, because she said, all I wanted to do was be played with. So they said, we forgive you.
I think the modern person really struggles with continuity. Like when you have a new generation building off.
I mean,
something
yeah, it
of
was
the
like
old,
how many years between? It was a long
that
time.
They don't know or have respect for the old story, and I think it's just a harder thing for people to do these days.
so
Well-
as the
Well, also terrible writers, because in the what do you call it? Director's commentary, they literally said, yeah, this story doesn't make sense, but this is what we wanted to do, so we had to shoehorn this in. Yeah, we had to set this up because otherwise Woody wouldn't have left the kid.
Yeah.
We had to set it up this way because otherwise, by like actively like creating things out of thin air, like things that never existed before. And they were like, yeah, we just didn't really care. We just wanted to make this story. They actively say that. Like they
Yeah.
just outright say that in the commentary. It's ridiculous.
What were you gonna say?
So as Furman's stand-in on this podcast, I feel it's my responsibility to while out a little bit, and
St.
he's
John
expressing in the chat that y'all are retarded, and let old Unky Furman tell you why. Okay.
St. John
Toy
overstepped.
Story is dog shit. The only relatable character in that movie is Sid. And honestly, if you're a kid
Woody.
not seeing the trash ass
'Cause I stay on.
CGI, those toy inventions would be cool. The portrayal is dog shit. So this is my inner Unky Furman stepping into the show to while out a little.
Gather around the fire,
In honor.
kids, around Unky Furman. I'm going to tell you a story about some toys that I got into while I was in the jungle.
This ties back into the Oddysey story. Okay, how do you think all those soldiers felt being a horse butt plug?
They probably enjoyed it
Probably loved it, dude.
back in the day, man. They were getting wild with that. Dude, but no continuity in modern storytelling. When
They don't give a shit.
when the writer strike was coming about, in Hollywood, like a few years back, I was like, God, get them replaced. Well, they haven't been writing anything good for years. And I'm
true.
like, I think even if music, right? An album is supposed to mean something. An album is a conscious effort of a theme, a musical theme.
Over like 12 tracks.
Albums
Yeah.
today are just single, a mess of singles. There's no continuity. Things don't really flow.
Well, it's the last 5 single leaks that went viral with 3 minutes of generic filler between each of them, and then maybe some kind of, clip of a woman talking sadly over a weird beat,
Yeah,
or
that's
you
the
know,
deep part.
some
That's the
some
deep-
trapper talking about the hustling and the struggle over some 90s shit. Okay, and then now I'm supposed to believe that Yeet is really
it's deep.
yeah, exactly. So
We'll throw a woman talking right on the beginning of the track.
Make it a voicemail.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, we just need better writers, dude.
Yeah.
And
You're somebody
you know what?
who.
I think it's
Furman.
coming. Can I say this? I think it's
I
coming.
am your boy.
I think with Obsession and Backrooms,
Mhm.
there's like a new generation of stuff happening that I'm actually excited for.
Yeah.
Are you just talking about because of who the directors were?
Yeah.
Because The Backrooms was not an awesome movie.
I didn't watch. it.
Where was
Okay.
the
I did watch
Kanye
Obsession.
PNG?
Okay.
Where was it?
I didn't watch either. I'll be
Yeah.
fair. I didn't watch
Michael
either.
Jackson.
But
Okay,
it's
I've
about
heard
the younger generation getting their foot in the door in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's
that,
what I care
that I
about.
can see, but this was
Okay.
not a great attempt.
But
It
where
weird.
was the James
Obsession
Charles
definitely
PNG
was.
Yeah, I didn't see
screaming
that
"Hey
one.
sisters" as it chased them through the back rooms? Where was it,
Got a good question.
Very
Where
good
was Tung
question.
Tung Sahara in the back room?
bro? I wish Tung Tung Sahara was around when I was a kid playing Roblox, because Escape Tung Tung would have been infinitely better than Escape James Charles or Escape Shrek back rooms. Okay.
You're really serious about stories, though. You take them very seriously.
Yeah.
And I've always noticed that about
Yeah.
you.
Bro,
Because
if
it
you bring up
informs
Drake again, we're
everything.
perma banning you
Like,
from chat for
Whether
man.
you like it or not, you see someplace you've never been in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
That informs your idea of that place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like say everybody's got an idea of New York, whether you've been there or not.
Yeah.
And so somebody else's is more true,
Yeah.
but the general consensus of what it is not just the actual place. It's
Yeah.
all of the media that is about that place.
See, it's like, Jay-Z is very famous for being a New York rapper. He's got a lot of songs about New York.
Mhm.
There's a lot of movies I've seen based in New York, Friends with Benefits.
Yeah.
But, the moment I step in New York, only one thing comes to mind. Taylor Swift. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. I feel that energy.
Have you been to New York?
No, not directly in the city. I've been like in Manhattan. I've been close.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I haven't been. I could smell it from far away. I know that.
I was gonna say the one thing that enters my mind when I enter New York is leaving immediately as soon as possible.
I just mean there's a common consciousness about something
Yeah.
that comes about through media. And it's important that the people who are making those stories do it responsibly
Yeah,
and in a way that brings up the next generation
yeah.
to be the light. I don't know how else
I
to put
believe
that
in
for this
stories so
podcast.
strongly, but I'm so shallow with them. I'm much more geared to the modern dynamic. I'm kind of was raised that way. Like when I'm playing a game, for instance, even a game that's a story-based game, I'm more thinking of the stats, like
Yeah.
maxing out this, min-maxing this, getting this item. I'm thinking about like the progress in the game more than the story.
Mhm.
And I've always been that way. So like the story is always kind of on the backside for me. Now I've tried to change that and like dedicate myself to getting interested in the story.
Mhm.
And that usually works, but I have to consciously do it.
Yeah.
There's some games that you just actually can't do that on. It's just the story.
Oh, I can do it.
But okay, but on Uncharted, there's no stats to max. There's just
That you can get
The
there's
carnage.
items you can
There's weapons to upgrade.
yeah. But you don't like upgrade them in this. You upgrade them by finding them.
Yeah.
That's it. You just
No.
become
You can like get like say Tomb Raider is really similar. You find certain things around the map. You can how do you say what's it called when you get all of everything? You 100% you
Sure, the
all the
achievements.
pickups, all the
Sure.
everything. That's what Matt's AK's
Yeah.
talking about. He's talking about gaming the system
Yeah.
to be as perfect with it as possible.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
can give
min
a-
maxing it.
Actually, I know what you're talking about. Whenever God of War Ragnarok came out, I played that game
Mhm.
for 72 hours.
Mhm.
It took forever to 100% that
Yeah.
game,
It's
and
like-
it took a lot of anger.
It's like for the Arkham Knight.
oh
games.
yes,
You got to get all the Riddler
riddles.
trophies,
Oh,
all the
bro.
things.
Don't even bring those
But
up, man.
AK's saying that he's just going to get all the Riddler trophies and get all the
Yeah.
bat upgrades instead of like caring about what's happening with
Yeah.
Batman and Joker.
What
Like-
he should do is
You know
start
what I mean?
focusing on the Catwoman character, so he knows what
in
to
Arkham
do
City.
whenever his
A pri-
reality is changed.
Here's a prime example. Kingdom Hearts is a Disney/Final Fantasy game. And it's like Disney characters in their worlds with their stories. And it's Final Fantasy themed. But the game is it's an RPG. It's about, you level up, you grow your stats, you get your items. Yeah. It's a thorough RPG, and I played it as a kid, and I loved that game so much. It was one of my first games that I was really addicted to, and I never thought about the story, just leveling up. And I've recently played the game through again as an adult, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna enjoy it. I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I found myself skipping through every single scene. Half the game is scenes. Like, you land in a world, you find out about Belle and the Beast, and they have a unique problem in the game, or Donald and Goofy. I'm just like, skip, kill the mobs, get the items.
Dude, honestly, instead of Kingdom Hearts, what I messed with as a youngin was Disney Infinity. No,
I've never even heard of that.
Disney Infinity was outside of my time.
It was
just outside of my game time.
So I was in it, and man, let me tell you, there wasn't this like, ridiculous overarching story. There were stories you could get into, but the kind of upgrade in that game, man, there was so many directions that you could go. The racing, having vanilla people on Sweet's cart, that actually that was awesome. But the most expensive thing in the game was actually King Candy's whip, and that took forever to get. But and also then there's also the physical aspect of collecting the characters also. So I was always the Jack Sparrow was always,
they were like what? They were like the first Skylanders thing.
No,
right?
Skylanders was before Disney Infinity.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I'll tell you, I never played Disney Infinity because I had 0 video games as a kid, but my cousin had it, and we never played it because we were fully dedicated to Lego Marvel Superheroes on the Wii, and that probably is the greatest gaming experience I've ever had. Was being a kid, having no video games ever available to me due to the cult lifestyle, and then I go up north and would hang out with my cousin and play Lego Marvel Superheroes for a solid 6 hours screen time I could never have imagined at home. And I don't think that would be any worse playing it again. It's a really great game.
I played through the Lego Batmans and the Indiana Jones games, and like I liked them, but I wouldn't rank them very high of in my all times. I love the format, the stories, the gameplay,
but the Lego
not
Marvel
ranking.
Superheroes one, the open world was huge. It was like one of the best done Lego games.
I got a question. So, out of all these games you've played, what's the one with the best story in your opinion? Like the one that you think of and you go, that was done really well.
I know mine.
I like how this played out. This person had a problem in the beginning. They overcame it in the end, and it was really satisfying. Might have been emotional for you.
Just Cause 3. There's only one solution, and it's blowing stuff up. That's the solution I like.
I play story games, funny enough, to disregard the story. But Nier Automata is
Automata or whatever.
Automata is probably my favorite story in a game.
Okay.
It's just a delight.
I'm surprised you didn't say Expedition 33.
That was another good one.
Yeah.
But no.
That
would probably be in my top 5 story game.
Okay.
So the Stanley Parable is one of the better written games ever produced.
Okay.
I love games that are just outside of the box like that.
Have you ever heard of NBA 2K?
Oh yeah, bro.
The story on that?
Way outside the paint.
Hey, I had a my player that not only beat his baby mama, but also got caught speeding outside the stadium and failed a drug test, and is still 99 overall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, I do care about
Good story
stories.
game.
I
Have
do
you
care about
played
stories.
Nier?
I started it,
Yeah.
and I was just in a point where I really wasn't playing much games, and when
I'd
I was, it was like
recommend
for
it.
30 minutes a night, and I was like, I barely got through it.
The unique catch, and it's not a spoiler, but the catch is you play through the game in 3 different ways as the 3 entities that make up the story of the game. Like, there's basically 3 major players, and you end up being all of them, but the timeline flows consistently. So it's not like you're restarting the game every time.
So the Furman has weighed in on his favorite story game, Far Cry 3, aka Love Them Thick Robots. So his favorite story has
never
to do with
escaped the
robot
darkness,
I
cities.
played
dude.
Far Cry 3. I'm struggling to remember the thick robots.
I
I think he's just talking about Nier Automata.
Yeah.
My actual
Oh.
There were
favorite,
thick
like,
robots in that.
like in my top, like
I do like Far
selection-
Cry 4. Far Cry 4 was good.
I tried to
Go
play
ahead,
it,
Isaac.
and then they
Go
made me
ahead.
search for something that I couldn't find within 5 minutes, so
Mm.
I retired because I hate searching aimlessly. Pisses me off.
I just brought this up a minute ago, but on a real note, the greatest story, the Uncharted storyline was just actually a cinematic
Yes.
masterpiece.
I
There's-
didn't play the games.
Listen, dude. In terms of the gameplay, was nice. Shooting the ops, finding some cool guns, some parkour, and then you've got villains. Okay, I think stories that lack villains, those stories aren't as appealing to me. I need something to channel all of my, my justice towards, and to see the villains were great in all four of the games. The stories were great.
Yeah.
Progression was good. Likable characters, and also you're just on this like treasure seeking quests, and they don't go full fantasy with it. They just sprinkle elements of this probably couldn't happen, but this shit's gonna be kind of cool, like Gollum people,
Yeah.
or the beasts from Shangri-La.
Mhm.
It was just a really awesome series.
That's literally how Tomb Raider is too.
Naughty
Yeah, Tomb
Dog,
Raider as
Tomb
well,
Raider's
right?
really good.
Naughty Dog makes
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Drake
yeah.
series.
Yes, they
But-
also make my favorite game of all
Jack and
time.
Dexter. No, not Jack and Dexter.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot
Yeah.
is my favorite game
They
of all
do
time.
make Jack. Well, I'm messing up one of the names. Jack and Dexter.
No, you're talking about
That's Naughty Dog.
As a true story game connoisseur, my favorite story game is Fortnite. They've been running the story for 7 years now, right?
Jack and Daxter.
Daxter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That,
Also,
I-
Spyro. Spyro had a good story
Yeah,
as
Spyro
well.
was
Was that
cool.
Naughty Dog?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
Oh,
Jack and Daxter.
I
was.
loved Spyro.
Spyro was great. I
I had
whenever they
Spyro,
remastered
too.
them, I was so hyped, bro, because I'd played the originals, but I was ready to play them again. With
No,
a
but
renewed
what you were saying about
mind.
villains is Far Cry's staple is literally having like good villains in nearly everything. I think 6.
and
was
also the
kinda weak.
ability to beat the game in the first 10 minutes
Yeah.
if you're patient.
It's literally like you just wait 15 minutes and you beat the game every time just by sitting still. Did 3 have it?
I don't know if it was 3 or 4. I mean,
4 definitely had it.
it might be 4. I thought
What
I
I'm-
thought it happened
4 and
twice.
5 definitely.
What I'm
have it.
left wondering is when is Tung gonna get his own game?
It'll
And
happen.
also, there's a dark fantasy type of AI video on TikTok. You might have seen them.
Like the angel ones.
There's a sound to it. It's like medieval. Yeah.
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 That one. I know. what you're
When
talking about.
is a studio actually gonna make a game in that medium?
That's what I was talking about in regards to like Backrooms getting a movie.
Mhm.
Like I would not have expected Backrooms to get a movie
Right.
Right.
when it came out. Like that's something that it's like Five Nights at Freddy's. I think was the first thing that I was like, oh, we're actually making movies out of games. Like,
Well, here's a-
Detective Pikachu broke the
like-
ground there.
like I'm not
That's
saying
a good point.
I'm not saying it was the first thing, but it
Yeah.
was the
Sonic
first thing to me that was like
movie.
an internet sensation for being an internet sensation.
Once Strawbellina gets her movie, they're gonna have to find like the most decorated composer to get those saxophones in play, because
I
that's
don't know
gonna
about
take levels of
The
skill
saxophone
unbefore
shit drives
seen.
me fucking nuts.
Bro, it's
So,
like I've seen the little meme.
sentence. Yeah, the meme.
The
Is like,
Bro, a
I'm
little
like,
bug
why
playing the
does-
saxophone, dog.
they're like hammering in a few key saxophones.
Dude, it's
Cool.
become a TikTok format
Yeah.
for whenever you're in
When I
a
hear the
situation that's escalating.
Yeah.
That whenever the saxophones are getting louder, when it's
We
like
could play so many Furman clips with when the saxophones are getting louder because we don't know what's gonna happen.
they all start
So
with
true.
"Let Unky Furman tell you something."
No,
oh, bro.
saxophones. I am convinced though, if Tung got a movie out today, it would be a top seller.
Can we get a Furman best moments, but like chronological clips video out, where we can watch his slow descent and deterioration into disorder and madness?
We need to-
That'll
we
be
need to wait.
after death.
Can we
Maybe
we
wait
get
until
this
he's
together?
tortured more.
After Furman?
All right.
He spelled phenomenal with an F.
He's trying to
and
reference
O-
his own name.
And OOAF, we will.
I'm giving
create
him
this
the benefit
video.
of the doubt. He's trying to reference himself.
He should have said phenomenal.
It's a
Really, that's what
culturally
really
phenomenal
is.
Phenomenal,
situation. Phenomenal.
So
That's what I'm saying.
there's really actually good reason to believe that the guy who made Backrooms, Kane Parsons, is talking to Valve Games about making Portal and Half-Life movies. And so I wanted to amend my previous statement on the podcast where I said that GTA 6 was going to be the last big thing. Half-Life 3, the movie. Is Half-Life 3, the movie, not going to be bigger? What do you think?
I've never
Portal
played
is definitely
Half-Life.
not going to be. Portal is a game.
No,
To watch Portal
my
is not going to be
God.
interesting.
Portal as a movie could be so interesting.
So my genuine,
Yeah, but like,
it could be so good.
my
I love the
genuine
game, I
prediction
know.
on cultural impact or cultural relevance compared to GTA 6, I'd put it at 20 to 30%.
Less?
Yeah, no,
Or like
Of total.
Like
Of
if
total.
GTA was 100,
Yeah.
it would be 20.
Yeah.
You just think that people don't know about Half-Life, that's why? And everybody
I don't
knows
know
what
shit about
GTA is?
Half-Life.
I grew up as an avid gamer. I've played the Half-Life games. Well, one of them,
Well,
and I played the Portal games. But I don't see the community that is involved with it. In my mind, isn't it's more cult than widespread. So an example I'd give is Final Fantasy VII got remakes, like modern day full remakes. Like they're remaking the games entirely. On the PlayStation, or when it first came out, it was a cult classic, and for years and years on forums, it was FF7 remake and Half-Life 3. FF7 remake, Half-Life 3. I think it's just more of a niche community.
Well,
Okay.
well, listen, guys.
I don't
know,
think the Portal community is very niche, though.
That's bigger.
Yeah. And they're in the same universe.
But it's just a game about portals.
It is. Yeah, okay.
Orange
Is it not?
Portal.
Tell me you
blue
didn't play
Portal.
all the Half-Lives and the Portal games
Well,
without
I meant
telling me.
Portal.
Yeah, did you play all the Portal games?
Yes.
So it's come to my attention that St. John has the ability to cut all of our mics, but we should have a button where we can cut his mic also. I feel like he's got too much say.
I'm talking too much?
He's too safe. No, you're just too safe, too secure.
Yeah, bro. You need to have a little.
I got too much
edge on
power.
you.
Without Furman here to keep you
This is
alive.
how the pod's going to look from now on. This is going to be me. And nobody's gonna see-
Don't make me come over there to
look
that view to
different
mod
immediately.
you.
Yeah, bro. I swear, bro. It became serious. Listen, guys, we've had a really nice run this evening. We're coming up on a decent time, I'd say,
Yeah, I
to,
think so.
to wrap this John up. Let's for a second review all of the light that we have brought forth. Sonny, what sentence brought the most light to you tonight?
Conquer Canada and Mexico.
And
Give me
baby do. I'll go first. Yeah, right.
yeah,
Okay.
I have to think.
I
what
think
brought
that the
me
most
light.
important, the most light I saw tonight was, the Furman, even though unable to be here with us in physical body, was here with us in spirit. And though it may have been dark, I'm glad he's still there, and that's where the light is, right there. Still
I tried
being
to embody
appreciative of
that
his
spirit
presence.
to
You did.
varying degrees of success.
You did quite well. We miss you, Furman.
For me,
Me in there.
I would have preferred to have remembered someone else's comment, but it's my own. If you're gonna wear a shirt for a woman, you might as well wear a bra too. That
That's
brought
great.
me a lot
That
of
was
light.
great.
That's true light.
Now, what about our producer?
Oh, I had to come up with
Saying
one.
knowledge. Well, we've instilled so much. You
Yeah,
Make the
We've
whole screen
projected
you.
a lot of
All
light
eyes
that
on you.
direction. All right, what's the brightest thing that's ventured your way from this table?
I don't know. It was
Is
just
it the
nice to hear
bling?
that stories do matter from you guys, because I just see so many people who do not care at all.
Mhm.
They're literally like, just turn your brain off. Like, say, for example, for the Toy Story thing, it's a kid's movie. Yeah, but I care what my kids are seeing. I care what you're telling my kids. You know,
Well,
that's a thing. I'm glad you
man's
guys
job.
also care.
Hit those likes, chat.
That's where the
I'm,
light.
I'm seeing them.
That's where the
spamming.
light came from.
Oh,
I
yeah, I'd
care
love to
what's
see
being
that.
told.
I
I
even had
really
an orange one in
think
there
it's
somehow.
the
What
modern
is the
mindset
orange?
is what is this doing for me right now, and that's why nobody cares.
Yeah.
Another real bright thing that we almost glanced over is I'm looking at a screen that has Sir Mog's-a-Lot on it, and my eyes, that they're burning from the flashing brightness that is coming from my left. Let me tell you.
You warm my heart. You make me. My reason to get up in the morning, okay, is to spread that light, and Frick has given me reason to exist on this Wednesday evening with that comment.
Wow.
All right, bro. That's enough glazing. Call me
Very
Papa
bright.
off screen. It's been nice seeing you guys. This is your main man, Frick. Don't trip in the darkness.
A real MAGA signing out.
As always, stay in the light.
And drink some water.
Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. 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 Brush your teeth every day. Oh, don't play too many games. Oh, only 3 hours a day. Oh, respect your parents. Okay. Oh, love your mom, love your dad. Always say please and thank you. Oh, if you say words like fucking shit, I'll come to your house and spank you.